Hey everybody, it's Laura with Jot and Tittle Vintage Typewriters. Welcome to today's tutorial. I don't know what episode number we're on. I think it's like 667 or 68, 9, somewhere around there. It's a lot. I have done a lot of tutorial videos, and that's not even all of them. That's when I just started counting them. So, today, it's a 1968 Adler J4, fantastic typewriter. You can take a look at it. You can see the keys are yellowed, which I've noticed on all the Adlers we've ever gotten, they've all been the same way. The white keys always seem to be yellowed, but the rest of it looks fantastic. There's not a scratch on this one, and I've noticed that, I think, with the Adlers, because it's like a colored plastic and not a painted metal, they tend to not have the scratches that other typewriters have. So, I mean, that's a give or take, whatever you prefer. I love the feel of a metal typewriter and the sheen that they have on it and over plastic. However, it's hard to beat the performance of an Adler. I'm a big fan of Adlers. I actually enjoy them more. If I had to choose between an Adler and an Olympia, I would choose an Adler, even though Olympias are amazing machines. There's just something about an Adler. I love how it feels. Now, that being said, let me give you a little bit of a heads up. If you have petite hands, you're probably going to have a little bit of a struggle with Adlers. It's a reach and it's kind of hard to navigate. Not that you can't do it. If you're a fast typist, you'll have a little more trouble with it. And I think you can overcome that by just training your fingers. But I just want to give you a heads up on that. Now, if you've got an Adler and you want to know how to use it, your Adler, pull it out and follow along. We're going to go over this in the tutorial. And for those of you who are just looking to see if you might want an Adler, I hope this kind of gives you a good idea. So I'm going to show you the typing sheet that I did. I did a typing demo. So you can see the font. And on this particular one, it's really clear. Now, you know, take this with a grain of salt because each typewriter is different. Each typewriter, it's like a fingerprint. So you can't look at this sheet and go, oh, that's how all Adler J4s type. No, it's not. They're not going to look the same. They may have a slightly different font. It's going to have a different impression, different spacing. It's just going to be different, but everybody wants to see the typing sheet. So I'll show it to you. Okay, let's go ahead and start with the back and work our way forward. Actually, I'm going to start on the side here. And right down here, you'll see a little metal piece. That is a carriage lock. And it's so easy to bump it. Let me get back in here. Is that where it was? And your carriage will lock, especially, there we go, there we go. I keep bumping my carriage lock and my carriage keeps locking, especially on my non-slip typewriter pad. It just seems to hit it in just the right spot. So that's what that little piece is over there. The carriages on the J4 or on the Adlers are so smooth. Just really fantastic. Okay, back here, can you see it? Let me scoot this up a little bit. Okay, so this is your margin sets, left and your rights. Again, press and drag, really common on typewriters. Right here, this is going to be the paper holder. And I know you can't see the top part. Let me pull it up even more. Here we go. And so then you can pull it up if you want. There we go. Trying to get this. It's so hard to tell from my screen if it's straight or not. And half the time my videos are like crooked and Anyway, okay, so let's go over here. Well, let's move the carriage first. On either side of the carriage is a gray lever that releases the carriage, and it doesn't matter which side you do, just one or the other, it doesn't matter. All right, here's your bar that goes over the paper, your paper release, and we're gonna see that in action here in a second. This is your line selector, because when you hit the return handle, it's gonna be 1, 2 or 3 lines there. This is gonna, I believe, yeah, this is gonna be your variable selector. So when you turn the handle, you'll hear it clicking every half of a line. But you might wanna release that just so you can, see now you don't hear it. It releases that roller so you can kind of do some variable spacing on that and get it exactly where you want. Make sure you re-engage it. Okay, I'm gonna move the carriage to the left so that the handle is not over the cover. And we are gonna pop the cover up. Inside, you'll see the spool. And I believe, let me see. Yes, this takes a universal ribbon. So this is a universal ribbon. You can get those, they're really common to find. You can find them on our website at jotandtittletypewriters.com. When you do put in a new ribbon, make sure black is on the top and red is on the bottom. That ribbon comes through, there's a guide wire right here and here. Make sure that ribbon goes through it and then around this way. So it goes through and around, all right? And then you'll just have to navigate, there's little slits. I can't tell, yeah, it's on this one, the slits are on the top, and you'll have to slide it down through those slits. Now, if you click on the link below to the product listing, look at the images. Even if the product is sold, just look at the images. I have an up close of this, and bookmark it, screenshot it, whatever you want to do, and that'll help you load your ribbon. These are called your type bars. This is kind of determines how hard your type bars strike your paper. I don't always notice a difference, but you can set that however you like. Okay, snap that back on. Let's go down to the keyboard. So we have our numbers, and then for shift, you have symbols. And then you have your letters down here, and then shift is capital. No shift is lowercase. Margin release, we'll go over that in a second. Backspace, we have our tab. This is tab set. The minus is pushing up, that's clearing. The plus is setting, and that's down. I just set a tab. Over here you have a color selector, so down is red, middle is black, up is white. White is stencil. It is not an actual color, it's stencil. You're not going to type it when you try to type and it's on the stencil setting. The type bars are not striking the paper. It looks like they are, but they're not. And you're going to be like, why is my typewriter not working? So 2 things to check. Make sure you haven't bumped it and put it on the white selection. If so, move it off. The other thing to check is your ribbon reversal, which I guess I need to take this off. Which is, I always forget the Adlers. Okay, they're right, it's hard to see. Let me see if I can lift this up here. I can't see. Right there is a metal bar. My thumb is touching it. Just move that over. Did you see that switch over? And so now it shows up on this side. It's right there. Okay, it's really tricky. And, but that is your ribbon reversal. And so, oops, goes this way, switch this way. So when you get to the end of your spool, it's not the end of the ink, reverse the direction. There's a lot of ink in that ribbon. This ribbon should last you, or the ribbon, a new ribbon in your typewriter should last you a really long time. All right, so that is the ribbon reversal. And I think we've gone over everything. That is the J4. Really fantastic. Here, I'll do some typing on it just so you can hear it. I showed you the font already. Oops, 2 keys at once doesn't work. Perfect for authors. And a very sweet bell. And there you have it. Thanks so much for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe our channel. That really helps us. And visit our website at jotandtittletypewriters.com. Remember, we have new listings every Saturday morning. Have a great day.